Hello guys, welcome. This is Daramola Talk Finance, and you know what we do in this channel. We talk about finance, business and investment opportunity. I want to talk about inflation and real rate of returns. Now, what is inflation? Inflation generally is the increase in price of goods and services that is measured by an index, and that index is called the Consumer Price Index. Now, for example, if inflation rate is at say 3% and the investment opportunity you have is going to give you 5%, what this means is that the real rate of your returns compared with the inflation rate is actually 2%. So in other words, you are making 2% as the real returns of your investment. So if you are making an investment decision, these are the variables you should look at, because if you have investment A, investment B, investment C, let's say investment in equity, investment in fixed income, which is the bond market, or investment in property, and you look at the returns you are going to get if you invested, let's say $100,000 for instance, and you're going to get, let's say some is going to give you investment A, which is in, let's say equity, is going to give you about 5%, and investment B, which is in bond market, is going to give you about, let's say 3%, or investment in property is going to give you about 7%. Now you look at this compared to the inflation rate. If inflation is at 3%, it means that any investment that is going to give you returns that is less than 3% means you are making negative returns, because inflation is actually high. So if you are making money that is, let's say, less than 3% compared to the inflation rate that is above 3%, it means you're actually on a loss, because the value of money have actually been reduced because of how expensive things are. In other words, what $1,000 could have bought has now been reduced because things are not expensive. So it means that the returns you get from your investment has actually been reduced because of inflation. But you should be looking at an investment that will give you above 3%. For instance, investment A is giving me 3%, investment B is giving me 5%, and investment C is giving me 7%. I want to go for investment C, which is 7%, which is above inflation rate. That is my real rate of return. So my real rate of return will now be 7%, which I get from investment C, minus the 3% of inflation rate. So my real rate is actually 4% return on investment. Now there are other things you should also look into, which is like the risks and the risk factor, and also your risk appetite, so you don't actually invest in something that is volatile because you actually want to get high return on investment. Make sure you understand what you're investing in, but you must also make that comparison. You don't just buy an investment opportunity because you want to buy. You have to look at inflation rates so that you can be able to know the real rate of returns from the investment. It might be that you might need to save your money in a high yielding cash accounts rather than investing it, or you might need to actually invest in property rather than buying that bond, or investing in the equity market rather than buying fixed income, which is the bond market. I just hope I've been able to make clarity. In summary, inflation is something you should consider before investments. Make sure that your investment return is greater than inflation, because that is your real rate of return. Cheers guys, and always stay green, and bye for now. See you next time, and please don't forget to subscribe on the channel. Cheers, bye.